Hi, welcome back. I'm Rick with Props and Pose Photobooth Services, and I want to do a really quick video on a quick and easy way to make a button for Photobooth main screen. There are several ways you can do this, but before you do, you really need to realize, as far as Photobooth is concerned, what a button is, and it's simply an image that you place over a region on the main screen. It doesn't have to actually press or have any code behind it or anything. So that really opens up the possibilities for what we can do. So the first thing I want to show you, well, we'll take the first step, and of course that's to open a new file. Now everything else we do in creating screens for Photobooth is we've been using pixels. But for creating a button, we're actually going to use inches, and I always start with 2 inches by 1 inch, and that just creates us a nice canvas size for what we can work with, to give us to work with. Now, the simplest button you can possibly do is just a label, a text label, um, and we're going to do a color button. So you draw your color, you click OK, and literally that's all there is to it. You now have a button that's transparent, and it literally just says color. So if you have a really nice dark background, you can come in here and put this on there, and it's literally just the word. There's no background to it, and it can work. So at this point, all you have to do is File, Save As, Color Text button, and you want to save it as a PNG, and say OK, interlaced, and OK. It's saved. You can now bring that into your main image, and you're good to go. So now for the next part, to make a more classic button. Again, very simple. For now, I'm just going to make that invisible so it's not distracting. Click the rectangle tool and draw yep, you got it, a rectangle. Pick the color of the rectangle you want. That hopefully is going to be somewhat complementary to the text you're going to use. And colors aren't my thing, so it is what it is, bear with me. Okay, so great. Have a rectangle, doesn't really look much like a button. But if you come down here and click on this, you can now select a bevel and click on it, and there you go. Something that really looks like a nice button. So now all we have to do is add the text to it. Now if we simply make this visible again, you can't see it. And that's because, again, working with layers, we have the text on the bottom and the shape on the top, so it's not going to work. All you have to do is click that, drag it down, and there it is. So reselect color, reselect color, and you can get it aligned the way you want it. If you want it perfectly centered, select both layers and use the alignment tools of center and middle, and it's perfect. Once again, now that you're here and all that is an image, File, Save As, give it a meaningful name that you can refer to later. Color button with text, green. And of course, we're going to save this as a PNG. Make it interlaced. And we're done. Okay, so let's make all of those invisible again. And now we're going to get a little bit fancier on these. We still have our canvas. And we're going to try to bring in an item that I have. And we will use this one. Now I know you're thinking, Rick, how are we going to use this for a button? Pretty simple. Even though it's vertical instead of horizontal, Move your mouse over one of the handles until you get the rotate icon. Now if you hold the shift key while you rotate this, it makes it much easier to get it perfectly horizontal. Click OK. Now you have the option of taking this. If you right click over here on the layer and select duplicate, you now have two of them. Again, we're going to rotate this the other way, holding the shift key down. And it might look better if we did that. Now we're going to make the word color visible. And there you go. That's another kind of button we can do. It took all of a minute to do. And of course, we're going to get the alignment right. And that's really all there is to it. And so we're going to have to save that off. Save as color button with leaf things on top and bottom. Save it, and we're done. That's all there is to making buttons for the main screen on Photoshop. Thank you for your time, and see you in future videos.